talking board games, as we mentioned right before the break, the hottest board games for 2015. And here to tell us all about them, we're joined by Marcia McQuarrie from The Noise on Toys. Welcome back to the show. Great to have you. I was telling you guys during the break, the game of life, my favorite family game right now. It switches, right?
Right.
But I just love playing. And you've got the junior version here.
This is the first time they've done a junior version.
So what would the difference be?
Well, it's really not actually much of the same game, and especially if you're comparing it to the one that most adults remember. There's been a lot of evolution in the 8+ game as well. So
life has changed.
Right.
That's right.
It has. It has
The game of
this
life
is a lot
has
more
changed.
like the current edition of it. But they go around. The kids go around and collect stars. And what the element that's fun, or the particular fun about it, is that there's a lot of action cards. So in order to, you can buy your star on some of the places you stop, but you can also do like pantomimes and have to have sort of a charades-like thing. So there's a lot of things you have to do to earn them as well, and that's the fun part from our testers.
Yeah.
So that's the part that's fun, and that element is also in the more current versions of Life. There's a lot more interaction.
Even for the adult version?
Yeah, there's a lot more interaction now.
I got to get the updated one.
There you go.
I might as
That's
well.
awesome.
So what
My favorite is Monopoly.
Right.
Is it still?
But there is a Monopoly here and there, and I was here and now. I was actually surprised by it because I thought they did a here and now version a couple of years back, and it was like Monopoly with different themes.
Oh,
but this is actually played. I should have probably pulled it out. But
it's okay. Look,
this
that's
is one
the World
that
Edition.
you actually collect tokens on your passport.
Oh.
So you're going around and getting visas around the world.
I think we love the games that we grew up with, right?
Yeah.
I remember playing this as a kid.
Hours and hours. This game is the game that never ends.
That's right. I know.
Right? In a good way.
Yeah, that's right.
But we used to leave it, right? And then the next morning you'd
go back to it.
Right. What games caught your eye for this season?
I guess my favorite, I should tell you what we played for Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay, what'd you play?
2 Rooms and a Boom. Isn't that a great name?
I love that.
Yeah, and it's a party game.
So what is that?
The dynamics are, well, a lot of people.
Okay.
The more people, the better. It's 6 to 30 people, but we played with 12.
That's like we need that in my house.
Oh my gosh, that's chaos. I love it.
Basically, you have 2 teams. In the very basic version, you have the red team and a blue team, and the red team has a bomber, and the blue team has a president.
Okay.
And you split the group. You know your identity. It's secret. Nobody knows anybody else's identity at the beginning of the game.
Oh,
so you split the group into 2 different locations, 2 rooms.
Right.
And you basically talk to people, and you decide whether or not you're going to share your card, and so on. And so as a result, you try to determine who they are. The point of the game is at the end of the game,
who the president and who the bomber?
If they're in the same room, the red team wins, and if they're not in the same room, the blue team wins.
Oh, cool!
That's the gist
It's
of
like
it.
you're Jack Bauer in 24.
It always comes back to Jack Bauer, right?
It does.
It does, yeah.
And he whispers through the whole show.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. I like this Fox's Party. It's a game that you would have a pile here, and whatever the last card is, when you are about to flip this, you have to guess whether or not you think it's going to be bigger or smaller than that animal. And you have the continuum up here. And the idea is that if you go and you guess wrong, the cards go to the bottom. The card goes to the bottom of your deck. So it becomes one of probability because you're watching.
You don't ever shuffle them?
No, that's the point. So it's partly a probability. If you know it's a small one, the chances are that the animal will be bigger.
Right.
But as they go to the bottom, if you can remember,
That's right, okay.
you have an edge on once you're going through the rest of the deck.
So which of these games would be good when you're playing with people of different ages? I mean, the adults, they want to play sometimes together. I know at us at Christmas we're so many, and the kids always want to get involved. Sometimes you're like, go play that game for a minute. Let us play this for a minute.
So Wanted is
great.
your choice.
Yeah, I think so, because this one has, for instance, if you have the judge, he's got the gavel, and he's doing exactly. That's the robber, so that's the wrong action.
Oh, I see.
But see the robber there with the hands up. There's actions for each of the 4 different characters: the hands up, the judge, and so on. You're fine if they don't match, but if you turn up a card that matches, it's a scramble to see who can get their hands up the fastest, and the last person gets the card, and you're trying to get rid of your cards.
Oh, nice.
But it's one of those brain freeze type games, and lots of fun.
Nice.
So it's
that is a good one for kids.
Let's have a look at Rush Hour Shift over there.
This is similar. Like you have, you're trying to, the original puzzle Rush Hour.
Right.
This is a 2-player game, so it's now become a game rather than a puzzle, and the board shifts so that whatever your traffic configuration is can change around a lot. So the dynamics are completely different. It's done as a game, but not a thing. This is another excellent strategy game. There's hexagonal pieces, and there's 4 characters. Sorry, 4 different types of sharks. So 4 players, and there's 8 sides. So when you have a move, when you put it there, you have to take your next move in the square that follows the direction
Of the
Right.
nose.
I don't have another purple one, but pretend this is purple. But you can change. You can decide on the direction ahead that you're going to go next. But you have to decide during this term. So
Right.
it's probably one of the best mechanics that I've ever seen that gets kids actually focusing on thinking ahead.
Okay.
So it's a
Being
good strategy
strategic,
in
yeah.
that way.
And this is Crowded Waters? Is
Crowded
that what
Waters,
that-
pardon me,
okay,
it's right
this
here,
one
yeah.
Here. All
So
right.
yes.
Dragonwood, I saw on the website,
Yeah.
and this looks like a game
It is
that
a lot of
everyone
fun.
would love.
It's basically a fantasy themed game, which
Yeah.
a lot of kids love. But a lot of the fantasy themed games are much more sophisticated than the attention
Well,
span
that's
of an
it. You know, you
8-year-old.
play
Right.
the old Dungeons and Dragons. Oh
A
my
lot more.
goodness.
So this one,
it's like weeks.
the rules are set for easy success. Like
Okay.
you can roll the dice and capture the cards fairly easily. So it gives it a fairly broad appeal.
Right.
Because the appeal's there, but the rules, as I said, in a lot of the games are just way too. So that's a nice one that way.
Very nice. What else do we have here?
Attila is a great strategy game. This one moves like the horse in chess.
Okay.
So say I don't have any extra
Three
ones here.
steps
Say this
there.
is not on here. Every time you move, that space gets scorched. So you're running out of space as the game goes, and the last person that
Okay.
can still move wins.
So how do you
Nice.
win?
King's Gold is a dice rolling game.
Yeah.
And there's various different dice combinations that get you gold, either from the bank, the pot, the king, or from another player. And sometimes you have to pay the king some ransom. So there's all sorts of complications. But the kids love it. Complications. It's not hard to play.
Yeah.
But they love the fact they're playing with the gold pieces and the black dice.
All of these games require more than one player. Any of them can you play on your own?
I
for
didn't
individual play?
include any this time.
Yeah.
This one does have solitaire games. This is Go Bong. I think we did it earlier in the
Yes, we
spring.
did. That's right.
And what's nice about it is there's no pieces to lose or anything. And
Great
there's
travel game.
various
Yep.
games you can play solitaire and with another player. And you move by poking these bubbles through.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
so that when you're finished the game, you just flip it over and you're ready to go again.
Oh,
really
that's
popular.
a good one.
Really
Yeah, good
popular.
for traveling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You're going to come back, I think, in about mid to
Yeah.
late November,
Absolutely.
second or
Oh,
third week.
Christmas,
We're
I
going to
With
guess.
talk.
our award toys.
Going to talk
Yeah.
award toys
Yeah.
for this holiday season for those of you that are shopping early.
Yes.
Unlike me, I haven't started yet, but
On a last minute
I'm just
thing.
getting through
Yeah.
Halloween,
Yeah, I
right?
know.
But you also are looking for volunteers all the
Always,
time.
yes,
And
yeah.
tell us, what does it mean to be a volunteer with the Noise on Toys?
Okay, well, we have volunteer families in Ottawa and in Toronto.
Okay.
And we have the toys come in, and people come and pick them up, and then they take them home for varying periods of time. Usually, a couple of weeks to a couple of months, however long it takes them to get a good feel for the toy. And they post directly to the website.
Okay.
So we have all the feedback directly on the website. And then when it comes time to get the final ratings from them, we then post our reviews based largely on what they've had to say.
So
But-
you know that it's been tested by kids,
well,
by
you'll know
Real
families.
some of them
families,
we're
yeah,
doing
real
now.
families.
We're now doing a few games as product reviews, and you can tell on the website because there's no tester, and it says
Oh,
product
okay.
review on it. So we're doing a
Excellent.
few of those. That just helps expand it. Limited
Yeah.
resources.
Yeah, no kidding.
But because
Yeah.
but the ones that are there, you see all the tester comments. So the legitimacy and the credibility of the reviews are right there because these are all people who have signed waivers saying they have nothing to do with the toy industry. So
Right.
Great.
Excellent.
they're all independent reviewers.
Thank you so much for
Thank
being here.
you.
It's
That's
always a
awesome.
pleasure having you, and good luck. You're about to travel,
I
so
know.
travel safely, and we'll see
Thank
you
you.
second or third week of November. We'll be back with more right after this.